Blog Talk Radio.
Well, good afternoon, folks, and thank you for tuning in with me once again to another edition of True Capitalist Radio. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and I want to thank you for tuning in with me. Let me tell you folks something. I am rather in a giddy mood today because yours truly made some serious money. That's right, folks. And let me explain, my giddiness this afternoon. I know that the market has taken a tank here. I know that the investors are kind of running away from stocks at this point, and we're going to get into all that in a minute. But why exactly did the market tank? And let me get you these exact numbers for the market here. As of right now, the Dow Jones Industrials is at 11,731.90. It is actually down 23.5 points in today's trade. The NASDAQ is 2735.29, down 2.04. That's 0.07%. That's down. Everything down. S&P down 2%. Of course, gold took a dive today. Everybody's kind of pulling out from gold, and you're going to see that sort of thing. But why did investors run today? And if investors ran today, how did I make money? Well, folks, if you have been an avid listener of my former broadcast, which was the True Conservative Radio Show, you would have been well aware last year of some time when I told individuals that they should be investing in commodities. That commodities is going to be an avenue where individuals can make lots and lots of money. And for those of you that don't believe me, go to the website, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Take a look at the archives, listen to them, and you're going to hear me say that commodities is the place to go when it comes to investing. And let me tell you what happened today, folks. What happened today? Commodities are through the roof on a variety of different fronts, but for the main reasons why that commodities are going up the wazoo is because, first of all, the unemployment numbers were higher than expected. I believe the unemployment numbers were expected at about 410,000 this week, and they ended up becoming, I think, 440,000, which gave investors a little bit of angst, and they got out of some of their security holdings and decided to go and diversify in a variety of different areas. And at the same time, when that data came out of the unemployment situation for last week, we also had numbers that showed that wholesale prices are on the rise. And the reason wholesale prices are on the rise, folks, is because, well, demand is everywhere. Remember, we're in a global economy now, folks, whether we like it or not. This is a global economic system. And right now, there are emerging markets out here that are surpassing the modernity and the richness of America. And on top of those people that are already surpassing the riches and the modernity of America, there's those budding emerging markets that are actually taking a bite out of the production or what's left of the production in America and the exports from America. I mean, do you understand, folks, that right now at this given time, what's causing wholesale prices to go up the roof is not only the fat American asses that Americans are, but it's also the demand throughout the international community for all kinds of commodities. And folks, this is why I said last year, if you were listening to me last year, you would have made serious money. If you were listening to me this summer, you would have made serious money. This is what I'm talking about, folks. I am the prognosticator of prognosticators. I'm giddy today. I'm giddy. I'm freaking giddy. I made a bunch of money. Commodities are soaring through the roof. And let me tell you, I just hope that some of you ass clowns that were listening into me when I was, pumping all that conservative rhetoric back in the day, hopefully you took a little bit of my business advice, because if you did, you'd be making some serious capital. Oh my God, what a great day. I know that, some of the stocks that I held today took a tank, but you deal with them. I don't necessarily day trade. I do day trade on occasion when I feel that the volatility of the market is ripe and one can get some spare change within the volatility. But for the most part, I like to invest for, I don't know if you want to call it short term, but I like to ride the waves of the year of certain stocks. The typical thing about the stock market, I don't want to get off on a tirade about the stock market, but buy low, sell high. And, this summer, if you've listened to the True Conservative radio show in the summer, I advised all my listeners to get into the stock market in the summer. And the reason I said so was because the Dow Jones Industrials was like at about 9,000 and change, and I knew for a fact that it wasn't going to stay at that level nor go any lower. And lo and behold, even on today's bad day, what did the market close at? The Dow Jones Industrials, 11,731. Come and get some, punks. Good God. But anyway, all right. The thing that I am focusing on this afternoon when I discuss this is the commodities. And why are commodities up? Well, on top of demand being up through all the emerging markets in the international community, the unemployment numbers also. Not to mention the fact that a lot of these big emerging markets like China and India, these individuals are getting rich. All right, they're getting rich, and on top of getting rich, they're spending more money than Americans. So a lot of the commodities, because America is a commodity-rich nation, a lot of the commodities that are produced here in America aren't being consumed by American people. I live out here in Texas, folks, and I happen to know one of the second largest pecan farmers out here in Texas. And believe it or not, before he's even harvested his pecans, this man has, I'm not even going to guesstimate what percentages of his total yield from these pecans, but he was quoted as saying 600 million pounds of pecans are already pre-bought by China. By China. It's this type of demand throughout the international community that's throwing commodities up. And if you were listening to me last year, and if you would have heard me last year, not only last year, but throughout the whole damn year, I've been saying it from day one. Commodities is where people are going to make money in this new economy. On top of stock volatility, on top of, picking particular companies that are commodity-based and that sort of thing. All right? Anyway, folks, I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869. I'm giddy, for heaven's sake, because yet another prognostication by Ghost has come to pass. And, it's just a shame that nobody gives me my props whatsoever. I mean, I have prognosticated political events. I've prognosticated financial situations. I mean, it's just disgusting, I just popped open a bottle of Moet, Moet Imperial here, and I'm chugging it out the bottle. As a matter of fact, the best way to sip champagne, believe it or not, folks, is out of the bottle. All right? I don't care if some ass clown pulls out those stupid little crystal flute little glasses and tells you to pour your $150 bottle in that crap. You're going to basically lose most of that crisp, effervescent taste and most of your champagne to the damn bubbly. It's the bubbly that it ruins it. It's like beer. You know when those assholes leave all that head on the beer and they think that they're doing something great, like they're letting out hops or something. You're letting out beer, asshole, all right? All that little foam and stuff, it used to be beer. It would be beer if you wouldn't pour it. I don't know why I'm getting off on a tirade about that, but whatever. The point is I want you to know that the reason that I'm not sipping champagne out of a flute glass is because the best way to sip champagne is straight out of the bottle. I don't mean to be a little ghetto about it. I'm not trying to be straight out of Compton about it. All right, I'm not busting caps or anything like that, but cheers to everybody out there. It was a good day in the commodities markets. Gosh damn it, I mean, welcome to America. I love America. Not only do I love America, I love capitalism, and that's what this show's about. Now, hopefully everybody that's listening, all right? hopefully everybody that's listening is a capitalist also. So here's to you, here's to all the capitalists. I don't have another glass to put it in, so I'm just going to hit another bottle. There you go. Cheers. It's a good day. I mean, it's a good damn day today. Anyway, let's get into some business news before we start taking some callers here. And if you happen to have any financial questions or business questions, or if you happen to be having any holdings, you're going to make any kind of transactions, you want some advice, I'd be happy to give it to you for educational purposes only. So give me a call. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Before we start taking callers, I want to get into some business news here. Here off of Reuters, the title of this particular ad, well, it should be an ad. I'm being advertised so damn much. The headline of this particular article is Treasury launches tax refund debit card. Let me repeat that again. Treasury launches tax refund debit card. So now people that in the lower income communities can now just get their income tax deposited right into their little debit credit card, and they're just going to go ahead and start issuing tax returns in that fashion. At this point in time, it's just a pilot program, but I don't particularly like where this is headed. I'm one who believes that you have to have some sort of tangible currency still in existence. I know there's idiots out there that are trying to make a case for a cashless society. But I just don't think that is feasible for capitalists. We can't just see a number on a computer and think that's telling us the truth. And that's the thing about cash. That's the thing about the monetary system. That's the whole thing about currency. It provides a materialization for one's actual wealth, for one's actual work. The reason I bring this article up is because, isn't this like one step away from a cashless society? And as a capitalist, I just don't particularly find that amusing, nor do I find that, I don't find that feasible. I don't think that's right. But I want to hear from you, 646-652-4869. I'm taking your calls. I just wanted to throw that particular little article out there because now, instead of the Poe in America going out here and getting their tax returns at these little mom-and-pop shop little operations that prepare taxes for people, now they can just get this direct deposited in their accounts. So what does that mean exactly? That means that those people that actually make seasonal income by opening up shop as these tax preparers, or that make money off of loans for tax returns and that sort of thing, that make loans for anticipated tax returns, those people are going to go out of business, and that's yet another service, yet another sector that's going to be eliminated already from an economic dwindling America. So that's the only reason why I bring it up. I feel that there's going to be some business folks affected by this little Treasury pilot program. I think it's going to expand, and I think that anybody that's in the tax preparation business, they need to watch the hell out. Anyway, here we're going to take some calls here. 727, you're on the air?
Yeah.
Area code 727.
Why would there be no need for tax preparers still?
Why would there be no need for what, sir?
Tax preparers.
Well, because they're probably going to make a more streamlined process for one to get direct deposit into a debit card. I mean, that's just a consolidation of bureaucratic system idea, I guess. I mean, you notice whenever they converge technologies in an attempt to make things easier, people's jobs, people's businesses, they go away. And I think that this is just a precursor of the possibility of those people that are in the business of tax preparing, or those that are taking loans for those that are waiting for tax checks. I think that their business should be jeopardized, and that's why I brought it up for commentary on this program.
Well, it sounds like it's an alternative to getting a check refund. What you're getting is a Visa gift card refund instead of in the form of a check.
Yeah, but then it streamlines the process. Then you eliminate the whole having somebody overlook it, and then it's all going to be computerized. It's going to be a lot simpler. All one has to do is go to these nonprofits, and let me tell you, a lot of municipalities at this point are giving free tax preparation to the poor out here. They're utilizing a lot of the Stimulus 2 funds and a lot of other, supposed surpluses in some of these municipalities to go out here and provide these services for free. So you take that and combine that with the streamlined process of delivering tax money to people with debit cards. I mean, I think it's a serious threat to those folks that are in that business.
Okay. I guess I don't understand, but I think it has more to do with if they give it back to them as a Visa debit card in the form of a debit card, then they're more apt to spend it than to save it or to pay off bills with it.
I disagree with you. Then why don't they just go ahead and let them keep the damn check? I mean, it's not that they want them to spend it. It's the fact that they want to streamline the whole process of them getting it. I mean, the whole process, do you understand that there's people that get paid to process these checks? There's people that get paid to cut these checks. There's people that get paid to stuff these envelopes in these checks. I mean, do you understand they're streamlining the whole system.
So you're saying
I'm not saying that it's a definite that something's going to happen, that things are going to close down. But one needs to be, as a capitalist, in some sort of idealism to understand when something turbulent could come ahead and jeopardize their business.
Again, I've been getting my tax refund direct deposit in my bank account for like 5 years.
Okay, and what, do you use somebody or do you do it on your own?
But yeah, it doesn't matter if you use somebody or do it on your own. It's how you choose to receive your refund. You still have to file taxes. Somebody still has to file the tax and do the taxes. It's just an option on whether you want to, at the end of filing your taxes and doing your taxes, do you want the check? Do you want a physical check? Do you want?
All right, we'll just sit there and just shut your mouth, buddy. All right. I mean, good God, you're sitting here, you're wasting my time. I'm sitting here trying to let people know that, individuals that are in the tax preparation business, those that are giving out loans, that the Treasury, all right, the United States Treasury is launching a tax refund debit card, all right? And what that means, I guess, it's hard for you to comprehend this, all right? But what you're failing to understand is that when they converge technologies to make these types of situations easier, there's always jobs jeopardized. Now, not only in the bureaucratic aspect of delivering the freaking check or delivering the freaking direct deposit, all right, I'm talking about the whole process itself. Great. I'm glad that you get direct deposit in your bank account. Big deal. I mean, well, what I'm saying is that as these technologies converge, there will be no need for any of these for-profit tax preparers because we've got municipalities that are out here doing these services for free. That you've got, all these supposed individuals out here in these nonprofit and these churches doing the same damn thing. Now, the only reason why I brought up the whole debit card thing is because I'm trying to give a heads up to anybody who happens to own a tax preparer business or anybody who happens to capitalize off those that, want to give loans to individuals that, that want to cash in on their tax collector check before it actually comes in. I mean, give me a break. I mean, I'm sitting here trying to tell you, what the hell's going on here? I mean, this is why America's being flushed down the toilet, folks. You see what I'm saying? You see, I have somebody call up, tax, it doesn't really matter, I'm still going to go and file my taxes. I mean, truth be told, asshole from area code 727, truth be told, you don't even need a tax preparer. The only reason those things are even in existence is because the American public is a bunch of morons, and they need somebody to show them how to actually fill out the damn, fill in the blank form that they need to fill out, and they need to show them how to mail it in, put the stamp on, and throw it in a mailbox so that they can get their tax refund. Truth be told, these idiot services shouldn't even be in existence, okay? But now that the Treasury is coming out with a debit card that's going to direct deposit their funds right into their stupid little Visa cards now, I mean, at this point in time, the need for the service of a tax preparer is becoming jeopardized as the convergence of these technologies combine themselves. And here I've got you up in here, talking like you're just off of the damn telephone booth of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, trying to debate with me about, the tax return. Look, I don't give a crap. All right, let me tell you something. If you're sitting there collecting money from the government, well, then I'm not talking to you. All right, that means you're making beans to the point where you're not even paying taxes. You're not even contributing anyway. All right, you're not even contributing to this. If you're collecting money at the end of the year, you're not paying taxes. So what are you even sitting here bitching about? Why don't you just get your little tax return and go out and spend all your money on all those Chinese-made widgets that you stupid American people love to do? Go out there and blow your money on all these little Chinese-made electronic gadgets, and then at the same breath piss and moan about how the jobs are leaving overseas and how mom-and-pop shops aren't around anymore. I mean, you people are pathetic. You see, and this is why America is being flushed down the proverbial toilet. It's being flushed down the proverbial toilet, folks. Jesus Christ, I'm making money today. The commodities are up the roof. I've got some stupid, half-witted sentence fragment spouting ass clown calling me up, talking about some stupid garbage about, tax preparers are always going to... Shut your mouth. Give me a break. Here, let me take a sip of the Moet here, all right? I mean, this bottle of champagne is probably worth more than this prick that calls life. Good God. Anyway, folks, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. We were talking about business. We were talking about, certain aspects of certain things until we had some, of course, ass clown call up, acting as if he's, Joe Pinstripe Business over here. But welcome to America, all right? All right, welcome to America. And this is why I'm telling everybody who's listening, anybody that wants to be a true capitalist, these are the individuals you have to watch out for. These scumbags that know that they're never going to accomplish anything. I mean, they're pathetic wastes of life. I mean, they probably worked at the same dead-end job for about 20 years, and they're pissed off because they didn't get what Hollywood sold them. They didn't get the big white picket fence, or they didn't get the big bombshell girlfriend. They didn't go out and, have the big parties, and they didn't do these things. They're not going to be the rock star. They're not going to be the American Idol. They're not going to be the big actor. They're not going to be these things. They come to these realizations, and lo and behold, these are the type of sourpuss individuals that you're going to have. And you just go out into America. Just walk a shopping mall, and you can see them all over the place. I mean, give me a break. Anyway, you're listening to the True Capitalist Radio Show. We're going to move on from that. I mean, I just wanted to bring up the whole idea of Treasury launching the tax refund debit card, not only to give a heads up to those folks that are in the tax preparation business, but at the same time emphasize that we're converging into a cashless society. And in my view, a cashless society is a dangerous society. It's a society that can be manipulated through the click of a button, from the press of a button. It's a society that can be manipulated through means of manipulation of technology. And there has to be a way where one can actually see the tangible product or the tangible fruits of their labor. And this is why I disagree with anything that has to do with debit or direct deposit. I mean, and that's another thing. This ass clown from 727, he was like, I get my direct deposit. I got a direct deposit. I mean, you idiots that get direct deposit, you people are morons. I mean, haven't you noticed that when you get direct deposit, you have to take like damn near a shit, piss, and blood sample before you can pull out any money out of your own account? You know? I mean, don't you understand that? I mean, you have to take a shit, piss, and blood sample just to get money out of your own account. I mean, that's how disgusting this is. I mean, I don't understand why anybody goes direct deposit. It's grotesque. I mean, you should have the right to be able to take your check and be able to, just cash it at whatever bank that's going to take it or whoever wants to cash it. If you want to go to a check cashing place, it doesn't matter. And be able to use those funds and put it in a variety of different banks, not just one bank. I mean, give me a break. And then when you use the debit cards on your little direct deposit bank account, you get charged fees. When you try to pull cash out of the cash machine, you get charged fees there. I mean, you people are morons, getting crap direct deposited in your bank accounts. What are you doing? I'm not saying that you don't use bank accounts, folks. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the banks make the world go round, let's be honest. But to sit here and have your whole check deposited in the bank account without you even seeing a tangible product of your labor, it's just ludicrous. It's just utterly ludicrous and disgusting. And not only that, I mean, aren't you concerned about fraud or, I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm stupid. I mean, maybe that's why I'm here and, 727's over there and, some single-wide trailer guzzling down some cheese whiz, going down there to Liberty Tax or Ooh La La tax returns and getting his tax filled out and, going out there and getting his $2,000 check, at the end of the year. I mean, give me a damn break. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. We're going to take another caller here. 856, you're on the air.
You're fired.
What?
You're fired. She's trying to use ABC and The View to get even with me. But with me,
shut up. You see, this is how unoriginal we are in America, folks. You see this? Do you hear this? This idiot had to go and rip off a sound clip. It sounds like he doesn't even have it on MP3. It sounds like he actually put the phone up to some VCR recorded little recording of his, and had that play as the prank call. I mean, this is how unoriginal we are in America. We can't even come up with originality to come up with a freaking prank call. And then we wonder why America is being flushed down the toilet. And then we wonder why there's nut jobs with ghoulish, mug shots, shooting Congress people and, going ape shit at the Safeway grocery stores. I mean, give me a break. I mean, listen to these people. I mean, a lot of these American people, they've grown complacent. They've grown accustomed to becoming some just useless loser. I mean, they've grown accustomed to just getting entitlements and getting everything on the cheap. Not even on the cheap, just for free. I mean, folks, I've been telling you time and time again, these people that are supposedly poor in America, piss off with the whole idea of Poe in America, all right? And I know that I said I wasn't going to get political on the show anymore, but let me tell you something. Once again, my ass bleeds for the Poe in America, all right? We have so many programs enacted out of my tax-paying dollars, out of other people who actually contributes tax-paying dollars, going to feed all these people, clothe all these people, house all these people. I mean, there should be no reason why an American is supposedly Poe in America. I bet you all the money I have in the world, you show me somebody who's Poe, I'll show you that same person's house, and I bet you they got a damn flat screen TV. I bet you they got all the electronic gadgets that are produced out of China. I bet you they got a damn iPhone and the whole 9 yards. I bet you they're rolling on a 72 Cadillac on dubs. I bet you they're doing all that, yet you're going to sit here and try to shove in my hole that, they're Poe in America. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, 727's still on the line. What do you want, 727?
Oh, man. Hey, no matter what method you choose to receive your refund, whether it's paper check, direct deposit, or a debit Visa card.
You hear this moron? Did everybody hear this idiot?
It doesn't. Dude, you're
Does everybody hear this moron?
It does not change your need to have somebody.
Get him off. I said, get him off. Get him off. I mean, is everybody hearing this? I mean, this is America here. I mean, do you hear this? I mean, good Lord. Here, let me sip some Moet, for heaven's sake. I mean, I can't get enough of this. I mean, good Lord. Some good effervescence right there. Effervescence. Anyway, I'm going to move on here. You know, I'm sitting here. I'm trying, to help some of these losers that are out here that, should be out there being productive in America. Instead, they're, playing with their pecker shafts, watching old episodes of Full House. Give me a break, all right? Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter here. Speaking of wholesale prices being up, and speaking of commodities being up, I'd like everybody to take a look at the price of oil. Now, I know I said yesterday that I guaranteed prices of oil at $100 a barrel by summertime. I mean, at this rate, as far as demand is concerned, as far as the type of weather the world is getting, I see, a barrel of oil even going to surpass that. And I don't want to see barrels of oil go and surpass that, but, we're going to see it. And I think that we're going to see $100 sooner than summer. I think we may even see it at the springtime, during spring break. And once again, why are we seeing these rise in commodities? Well, it's demand, ass clowns. And that's what you stupid, pompous American jerkasses that are sitting there collecting entitlements and, feeding your fat asses like you're, in the world competition of eaters or some crap. While y'all sitting out there thinking that this is just going to be an unlimited gravy train, the entire world is becoming modern at an even rapid rate that is surpassing America. All I have to do is challenge you to go and search a YouTube search, for the city of Beijing, China, or Hong Kong, or another emerging market out there in the international community, and watch and just see how modern these people are living. Meanwhile, our infrastructure here in America is going kaput. We're seeing run-down buildings and run-down real estate, and screwed up properties and ghost town subdivisions. Speaking of which, folks, we had the highest rate of foreclosures in United States history in 2010, thanks to losers like, the idiot from area code 727. This is the same guy. These are probably the same schmucks that went out there that are pissing and moaning, blaming the banks, blaming everybody and their brother, that they took out loans at $250,000, $300,000 with a $25,000 a year income, and then they, I guess they didn't read the fine print. The subprime mortgages begin to reset to their actual rates, and these people didn't know how to take it. And now that they got their houses foreclosed from them, what? It's the bank's fault. It's my mama's fault. It's everybody else's fault except their own stupid fault. I mean, this is why I'm saying you idiots in America are wondering why we're having our freedoms taken away, because we probably need it. I mean, we see this incrementalism of authoritarian type activity from our government. I mean, it's no wonder why we're seeing it. I mean, look at us. I mean, we can't even maintain our finances. We can't even balance our checkbooks. We can't even read what's on the dotted line. We can't even maintain our responsibilities. We can't even go to work. And, you people still want freedom? You people still want the freedom to go out and shit out 8 kids when you can't even support yourself or don't even have a place to live? I mean, you people want freedom when you're making stupid-ass decisions and trivializing life like it's no big deal? You people want freedom? I mean, you people are jeopardizing freedom for civilized people like me, for civilized people like those capitalists out there that want to do nothing more than to conduct business and raise their families. You people, and I said this on a blog in February 2010. I mean, the threat to America is no longer Al-Qaeda. It's no longer any terrorists or any of these people. It's the American people that are out here pissing and moaning about their own problems that they created for themselves. These are the people that are threatening civilization for all of us. And this is why I say to the young people that listen to me on a consistent basis, whether live or in the archive, you have 2 years, young ones, you have 2 years to accumulate as many assets and as much capital as you possibly can. Because after those 2 years, after these Bush tax cuts are now reset, and they have to be put at a rate so they can bring down this tremendous deficit we have, when they start cutting, all these government entitlements, because we have to bring down government costs so that we can bring down the deficit we have, once they start cutting jobs from these, the federal jobs countrywide, you're going to start seeing a lot of pissed off, angry people that are not only just going to jeopardize the comfort level of this civilized society, but they are going to jeopardize civil order in this civilized society. And I'm not just saying that because I'm angry and I'm bitter, but I can see it, folks. I mean, I can see it just walking outside my door. I mean, people just pissing and moaning. I mean, America has been so secure and so safe and so prosperous for so long. I mean, whenever any of you assholes see something tragic on the news, you get your panties all in a bunch wanting to go and crawl into some hole somewhere. Meanwhile, the international community out here has been dealing with all kinds of wars and tragedy and genocides. I mean, they've seen family members get butchered and killed, and you people haven't seen anything, and yet you have the most to bitch about. That's what makes me laugh. So that's why I'm saying, folks, I mean, you've got 2 years left to obtain as much capital as you possibly can. I'm not joking. This is not some threat. I'm not some Alex Jones fearmonger. I'm not some asshole trying to, spread fear everywhere, but just look at the facts. If you don't believe me, just look at the facts. All right? The next 2 years, we're going to see growth. As a matter of fact, Ben Bernanke today announced his optimism for the fiscal year 2011. He's so optimistic that he believes we're going to grow at a rate next year at about 3 or 4%. But don't you understand that growth, the next 2 years of growth, it's fake, it's fiat, it's not real. All right, and the only thing that makes it real is the people's ignorance in believing that all this ridiculous money that they're just grabbing out of the air and being put in their mailboxes is just going to continuously go on. It's just going to go on forever, and they're just going to be gluttonous, fat, jelly ass shit and piss bags, and they're just going to make that contribution forever. And they're just going to, it's not going to happen forever, folks. I'm telling you. I mean, just listen to the Republicans' rhetoric out here. Listen to the Democrats. Listen to Obama's rhetoric. They have to cut spending. They have to do it. And when they start doing it, where are they going to cut? They're going to cut all these entitlements. And where are all these people that got used to food cards at about $600-700 a month? All these people that got used to housing voucher programs that basically put them in upper middle class subdivisions and homes, all these entitlement programs that gave them free electricity and free child care and free health care and free 2-bit ITT tech education, free everything. I mean, what do you think these people are going to do once all that free gravy train is over? What are they going to do? Where are they going to go? They're going to go to your house. They're going to come to my house. The people that are still maintaining the civility of this great country, they're going to come to our house because we did things the right way. And that's what makes me sick. And that's why I'm trying to promote capitalist viewpoints. Everybody should be a capitalist because, look, if you think that you're going to change something through politics, you're wrong. I've got 4 years of broadcasts in the archives, folks, of me attempting to facilitate conservative ideology, and in the process of that, in the whole midst of those 4 years that I was broadcasting as a conservative, conservatism withered away into some sort of freak show. I mean, I lived the conservative lifestyle all my life. And then to see conservatism being withered away and conservatism justifying teen pregnancy and justifying all these ridiculous activities being conducted by those mouthpieces that are supposed to be conservative, it's a disgrace. It doesn't mean anything to be a conservative anymore. That's why I'm no longer calling this show True Conservative Radio. It is now True Capitalist Radio. And if you people think that you're going to maintain or going to get any kind of influence in the political system through, raising your voice and organizing, you're wrong. I mean, just look at how stupid the American people are. I mean, did you see? I mean, I was there. Just look at the damn archives. Just look at the archives in 2008 when I was broadcasting, folks. I mean, these people, when Obama was running for president, I mean, it was like the second coming of the Messiah. And they promised and they said, oh, please, if you elect him, everything's going to be great and it's going to be a utopia and there's going to be a chicken in every pot and a Cadillac in every driveway and it's just going to be so beautiful. And now what? Now you talk to these Obama supporters who were so, circle jerky for him in 2008. You ask them about him now. Oh, forget about it. I hate politics now. Well, great. Yeah, you were so happy about it. I mean, do you understand how stupid the American people are, folks? I mean, I hate to say that about my country. But gosh damn it, I mean, just look at us, man. We should be better than this. We were the bastions of capitalism. Now we're the bastards of capitalism. I mean, don't you people understand that? Do you have no shame? I mean, I have shame. Let me tell you something right now. Whenever I look outside my window and see all these sour scowls and the pusses of these pieces of crap, I feel shame. I feel shame that I have ancestry that traces back to world wars, civil wars, revolutionary wars, to maintain this civilization only for these gluttonous, ungrateful, entitlement-enriched bastards to sit here and jeopardize the whole civilization because they're not happy. Unbelievable, folks. Unfreaking believable. And that's why I'm saying all the young people that listen to this broadcast, and I know there's a lot of them. I get a lot of emails from young people, and I want to thank you for listening. And the reason they listen to me is because I tell them how it is, all right? Mommy and Daddy aren't going to tell them that they shouldn't go to college. And why shouldn't they go to college? Well, ass clowns, not only is this whole market of college graduates saturated here in America, but on top of that, why would you indebt yourself $80,000? Why would you indebt yourself $80,000 before you even enter into the employment market? And I don't know if you're a good observer, but look at this employment market. It's a service industry-based economy. What do you want to be, the manager of a goddamn Applebee's? I mean, there's not much corporate America activity going on with the exception of the finance sector. And let me tell you, you know how many people are trying to run up that corporate finance market? It's pathetic. You're never going to have a chance. So what are these college graduates to do after they get out of college? Well, they're serving me my coffee at Starbucks. That's what they're doing. Yeah. They're giving me my food at the TGI Fridays and at Olive Garden. That's what they're doing. People with bachelor's, master's degrees. And why do they have to do it? Because they have to pay off the loan. And now, because their great Messiah Obama, he likes to take credit on how he reformed student loans and reformed college lending. In actuality, he just federalized the whole college lending process. And now these kids can't go default on these loans. So what does that mean exactly? That means that they're going to have to pay on that loan for life. And they can't file bankruptcy on it. they can't do anything. And the less they pay, the more interest they're going to pay. Yeah, and if it's $80,000 and the best they can do in this economy is get some pissy-ass little service industry job, how do you think they're going to live? I mean, as a matter of fact, they're not living. Why don't you go ahead and take a YouTube search about that? Do a YouTube search about, college student loans and take a look at all the poor bastards that are on there doing YouTube videos saying, hey, don't go to college, and hey, look at me, I worked 40 hours, 50, 60 hours this week, and all I've got is a $150 paycheck because I got to pay my student loan, and the student loan is given by the government, and the government can just basically dock my check like it's no big deal, and that's all there is to it. Huh? Yeah, thanks, Ma. Thanks a lot for sending me to college. And once again, for you young people that are listening, don't you think it's kind of weird that Mommy and Daddy and the establishment and professors aren't really that concerned about you assholes going out and drinking like a damn sailor, chugging beer bongs and having orgies at frat houses and crap? Why do you think nobody's concerned about that? Because you kids are being sold out by the establishment that is the bureaucratic system of collegiate academia. And not to mention, your parents, they don't really want to deal with you anyway, so that's about 4 years of just getting you the hell out of the house. So what I'm saying is, folks, is that if you're somebody that's a young person and you want to get ahead in life, you don't want to sit here and work all your life. You want to be able to do your work because everybody has to work. Everybody has to build capital. Start building capital now and do whatever it takes. And let me tell you, as a capitalist, as a true capitalist, you cannot stop thinking. You cannot stop learning. So whatever you do as a job, you need to learn everything about that job and everything about your boss's job and his boss's job and his boss's job. Know the whole damn system. You need to understand that you need to go out and exchange your labor for money. And once you have your money, don't spend it on crap. Do you understand? I know this is hard for young people to comprehend. Don't get me wrong. I know it's tempting to go out to the bar and buy these stupid bimbos, the $8 Mai Tais. I know it's tempting to go out to the titty bar and, throw a 20 up some bitch's twat. I know it's tempting to go out with the boys and go spend, $80 on beer and chicken wings at the sports bar. I know it's tempting to do all these things. Don't do it. All right? Take about 2 years, 2 solid years of saving. And I guarantee you those 2 years will go by like that. And let me tell you, at this point in time, you only have 2 years. I'm not trying to be a hyper-sensationalist here, but you only have about 2 years until these Bush tax cuts are no longer in effect and they start really cutting all around the board and start raising major taxes. So what I'm saying is you need to take 2 solid years and save your money. And it doesn't matter what you do for a living. It doesn't matter if you have to take 2 jobs. It doesn't matter if you have to work overtime. Get the bare minimum to live on. Even if you can live with Mammy and Daddy. If you have the privilege of living with Mammy and Daddy, don't become some stupid pothead that just sits in his room all day and jerks off. Go out there and work and save your capital. And once you save about $20,000, $15,000, start thinking about what the hell you want to do with your life. Start thinking about, okay, look, I got $15,000 in the bank. Do I want to be my own man? Do I want to be my own individual? Do I want my own place? Do I want my own business? Do I want to take that $15,000 and flip it? You have to start thinking about these things. Not to mention, once you have $15,000 in one bank account, the bank is going to start treating you a lot nicer. Oh, yeah, you're not going to be just some schmuck coming in and out anymore. You got capital in their bank. You don't understand. The bank's sole purpose is for you to keep your money in that bank. They'll even lend you more money. The bank will lend you more money if you promise to keep
a large sum of money in that savings account. I kid you not, you morons. You see, that's what they don't teach you in school. They don't teach you these types of things. They don't teach you that what you need to get by in this country is assets, capital. No, what they teach you how to do is to become some worker and some consumeristic asshole who pays about 10,000% markup on wholesale on electronic widgets. Yeah, that's what they produce for you. And that's why I'm telling you folks out there that are young people, don't take what I'm saying lightly. Go out there and become a capitalist. There are so many ways to make money. I know that it's hard. Don't get me wrong. It is a bad economy. A lot of people out of work. You know, there's a lot of people, suffering. But at the same time, folks, who are the people out of work? The middle class. The middle class is out of work because the PO in America, the so-called PO in America, are not PO. They're getting money every first of the fucking month. Excuse my French, but they're getting paid every first of the month. All right, and all the PO has to do is go out and fill out all the bureaucratic paperwork for every little program they want to qualify for, and before you know it, they're rolling in the dough. And the reason I know this, folks, is because I'm a business owner, all right? I mean, I know where my consumer base is coming from. I mean, I own a retail outlet, on the borderline. It used to be a good neighborhood. Now, because of 2008 and all the foreclosures, one of my businesses is on the borderline of a bad neighborhood, good neighborhood. I don't even know what the hell you want to call it. But I tell you this, I'm making a lot of money off those bastards that are getting paid off the government, and rightfully so. It's my tax money anyway. I shouldn't be having to sell anything to get that money, but because it's mine. But we're giving it to these schmucks. So that's a market within itself, folks. Don't let anybody give you any sob stories about, oh man, the PO. I'm PO. PO. Give me a break. All right, these people are making money. The only people that aren't making money are the middle class, and that's why the middle class is shrinking. You're either rich or you're poor in this new America, and poor is a new standard. And it's sad. I know. I mean, I know there's people that are listening into this that can't believe what they're hearing, but this is America, folks. You need to be realist about it. That's why I'm trying to convince everybody who's listening to become a capitalist. And there's so many ways to make money. That's what should drive you. That's what should spawn your creativity. What can I do? What is it that I can do to make money? I mean, don't you people understand that everybody in America is a consumeristic idiot? I mean, whenever they talk about consumer confidence on the business channels, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about people confident enough to be able to blow next week's check because they know they're going to be, at work the following week and not be laid off. That's consumer confidence. So you take that kind of mentality that's all over America, that idea that everybody out here is consuming, because that's exactly what they're doing. Well, if everybody's consuming, why can't you as an individual take a piece of their money? Why can't you convince these people that are already going to spend money anyway, why can't you convince them to give you a little bit of your money? Why don't you provide a service or product so that you can get some of these people's money? Because they're going to spend it anyway, folks. They're going to spend it anyway. And that's all business is. All business is going out there and understanding that people are going to spend money, and all you got to do is convince these people to spend money with you. I mean, it's that simple. But people make it more complex than it is. People are like, oh, you got to shut up. It's a very simple process business, Oh, yeah. Some good Moet. 03. Anyway, folks, I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. We're talking about a variety of different subject matters. I got a little off keister because some bastard had to call up and, I don't know, typical American jerk nut trying to prove some pointless point that that doesn't have anything to do pertaining to the situation at hand here. But that's typical of America. It's typical of them. Anyway, folks, I also want everybody to please follow me on Twitter. I am going to change the Twitter name. I don't know what it's going to be at this point in time, but right now you can follow me on Ghost Politics. That's the name of the Twitter name, Ghost Politics. And, of course, my email address is ghostpolitics@yahoo.com. But anyway, I'm sorry to go off on all these tirades here, folks. It sickens me, man. I mean, this used to be a very prosperous country. Why do you think everybody circle jerks about the 80s? You got so many people, the 80s, they were so great. They were so great. I remember people pissing and moaning back then. Are you kidding me? All these liberal idiots. I heard them all back, hey, it's just a bad time. Shut up. I mean, if it was such a bad time, how come so many people today want to go back there? How come we're starting to see so many of these 80s styles starting to come about? You want to know why? Because it was a good time. You want to know why it was a good time? Because we dominated the international capitalist market. We were the ones that produced every single thing for the entire world. That's why. We were on top of the game. America built this game. And everybody was prosperous. I mean, especially if you were somebody within the business realm. I mean, you were making some serious money back then. And a lot of people were living comfortably, and as a result, a lot of people just got creative in their music, got creative with movies, kind of made a visual and audible signature of the time. Can you say the same for the 2000s? I mean, the 2000s has been a pretty turbulent decade, 2000 to 2010. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you're a capitalist, you would know where to capitalize. But in essence, do you think that we're going to be partying about 2000 to 2010, how great it was, and how many artists and creative people and fashion and no, you're not going to see all that crap because it was a crap decade. And you know what's sad about it? It didn't have to be, and nor does the next 10 years have to be. But I know for a fact that I don't see any goodness in sight. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to be some jag-off. I'm being a realist as, Thomas Hobbes. I honestly believe that after the 2-year extension of this tax cut and all the financial initiatives and pork they threw on top of it, once all this wears off, folks, I mean, it's going to be some serious trouble for America. And I strongly advise everybody to gather up as much capital as they possibly can and move out of the country. Yeah. And I'm not saying that to disrespect America in any sort of way, but, I mean, for your own safety, for your own security, I mean, get the hell out of here. I mean, you think these people are going to be civil when they start cutting their, first of the month government entitlement checks? You think these people that are, working for the government as federal employees are going to be happy when they're not going to get their lifelong pensions that, their bureaucratic mom or dad had until they croaked at 110? I mean, you don't think they're just going to see? You think they're just going to sit there and just going to be cool about it? No, absolutely not. They're not. They're going to get pissed. And they're going to start raging. They're going to start, I mean, you saw what they did in Europe. You saw what they did in Greece. You saw what they did in Spain. I mean, this is an epidemic that's happening to all the westernized nations because instead of the westernized nations being built upon a capitalist principle where one gets what they put in, we instead, and when I mean we, I include all Western countries, we decided to adopt some Fabian socialist principle and dumb down our populations into believing that socialism is somehow a viable alternative to capitalism, and when it's not. I mean, socialism makes believe that there are no losers in life.
That's what socialism wants you to believe. There's no losers. No, there's no losers. There's honorable mentions. That's what there are. There's no losers in America. And that's what the Western Fabian socialist ideals have brought not only to this country, but throughout goddamn Europe. And this is why we're going to see what happened in Europe happen here in the next 2 years, because we are going to have to cut. And on top of having to cut, we're going to have to raise taxes to holy hell. I mean, look at Illinois. Illinois rose its state tax to 66%. And if you happen to be an Illinois resident, you need to get the hell out of Chicago, and you need to go to your nearest state around that particular vicinity, or come down here to Texas. Because if I were you, I would be goddamned if I was going to pay 66% income tax to a goddamn state. Are you kidding me? A state? So for what? What are you paying for out there in Illinois? Entitlements that did what? Chicago's still one of the most violent cities in America. I mean, what are these entitlements really doing? They're not doing anything. They're providing stagnation for our population. People are wondering, why are young children, children as young as 11, 12, why are they listening to oldies music? Why are they listening to 80s music? Because today's music is unoriginal and it sucks. And why does it suck? Because we live in a stagnant society. A bunch of people that just want to sit back with their damn hands out saying, oh yeah, I want more money from the government because somebody owes me. Somebody owes me. Yeah, nobody owes you crap. Nobody owes nobody nothing. People need to realize, rule number one in life, you don't get what you want, you get what you get. All right? And once you realize that, you'll be, a lot better off in this damn life, instead of being some, stupid little tutu-wearing pansy ass prancing around thinking that life is but a tulip because you're, reading some kind of Fabian socialist utopia nonsense. All right, it doesn't work. If it works, then we wouldn't see Europe in complete disarray, you stupid ass clowns. Good Lord. Anyway, folks, we're into the second hour of the True Capitalist Radio Show, not the True Conservative Radio Show. This is the True Capitalist Radio Show. I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me, folks. I was beginning the show a little giddy. I was in a happy mood because commodities took off today. And why did commodities take off? Well, because wholesale prices, according to economic reports, have gone up the roof. And if wholesale prices goes up the roof, and on top of all the turbulent weather that we're having that's jeopardizing a lot of the commodities in certain parts of the world, including America, we've got commodities shooting through the roof. And at the beginning of the show, I was patting myself on the back, saying that anybody who listened to me during the summer, anybody who listened to me last year, as a matter of fact, as it pertains to the commodities, anybody who listened to me last year, I said it, and it's time, dated, and stamped. I strongly advise you to all take a look at everything I said last year. I said that commodities was the thing to invest in. That commodities, there's going to be millions made in commodities here the next 4 or 5 years. And let me tell you something. I thought that commodities were undervalued 70 to 80% across the board. All we needed was a couple of things to set this puppy in motion. And look, lo and behold, commodities up the roof, and I'm feeling giddy. I made a lot of money, and I'm still making money, and I want everybody out there who's a capitalist to make money. So give me a call right now. 646-652-4869 is the number to call. Once again, I know that stocks took a beating today, and the whole reason stocks took a beating is because investors got a little wary of the employment or the unemployment numbers this week. It was expected at 410,000. What came in was 440,000. Anytime any kind of wary economic numbers like that pops out, you're going to see a lot of people kind of jumping ship out of the market. But inevitably, folks, I think that, and I said this actually last program, that we're going to see a downturn in a lot of these blue chip stocks that have gained since the summer.
And if you listen to me in the summer, I told all you ass clowns to get in the stock market because the Dow Jones Industrials was at 9,000 and it wasn't going to stay there forever. So if you listen to me, you would have made money. But I think there's going to be a downturn in stocks as we continue into the spring. And come summertime, we're going to see another rally, and it's going to be a rally from hell. And I think everybody needs to get on that bandwagon. As a matter of fact, there's still some stocks out there that are still undervalued. As a matter of fact, I don't want to give any stock picks of any sorts, but certain sectors I would look in is definitely commodities. Any commodities stocks you need to invest in those long term. Long term, especially oil. I said it on the last program that oil was going to hit $100 a barrel by summer. I said earlier in this program, since commodities took such a big, such a big leap today, and I made so much money on commodities, I actually believe that a barrel of oil may go up 110, 115, 120 by the summertime. And the reason that I'm saying this is because if you take a look at the demand, take a look at the demand. First of all, the United States is having one of its worst winters, in a long period of time. So obviously, demand for fuel to heat up people's houses is on the rise. Secondly, you've got these emerging markets, especially China and India, that are utilizing more and more energy resources because of their growing economies, because of their growing modernity-driven civilizations. And at the same point, we also have smaller emerging markets in Asia, South America, that are actually, seeking demand for more energy. So, folks, I know that y'all are used to the old days when we used to have $1.50, $1 a barrel, or $1 a gallon of gas. Y'all better get used to $5 a gallon. And you know what? I'm cool with that. I'm okay with $5, $6 a gallon because I don't want that many people on the road anymore. I think that the American people have taken this car fetish way too serious. It's enough. Everybody and their brother has a car. There's way too many people in traffic, and I think that we need to, throw the gasoline price up to about $10 or $15, just so that we can have less assholes on the road and put more people that deserve to be on the road, that can afford to be on the road, and have the other schmucks that are out here doing nothing but taking up hot air to go on some damn public subway system or some damn public railway system because that's where they belong. I'm sick and tired of these losers that are collecting my tax-paying dollars, riding around town in a 78 Cadillac with gold dubs on their tires, bumping some old-school Marvin Gaye or some crap, acting as if it's 1972 with the damn mohawk. The afro. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing these ridiculous pieces of nonsense garbage that are out here trying to tell me that they're Poe in America. I'm Poe in America, and yet they have their houses paid for by housing voucher programs. They've got their food paid for by food cards. They've got their health care paid by the government and Medicaid and Medicare. They're claiming disability for fake ailments like fibromyalgia. Give me a break. This is the new America that we're in. That's why I'm telling everybody who's listening out there, the youth of America today, especially the youth, you've got 2 years. Work your tails off. Try to gain as much capital as you possibly can. And every bit of capital that you save, try to flip it, try to get more as you possibly can. And in the next 2 years, start thinking about investing in a new emerging market. And the thing about emerging markets, especially those smaller emerging markets that are just being introduced into modernity. Whenever you have, these small emerging markets, like in South America, Asia, you've got some that are, all across the world. Small countries, small communities that are just budding as a potential emerging market. When you go out there and invest, not only can you invest in real estate and pieces of property for potential commercial use, but on top of which you have you got an advantage over everybody else within that community. Because what's unfortunate about emerging markets, they haven't been introduced to certain products or services that the Western civilizations have been introduced to. For instance, I got a property in Mexico, and whenever I go down there, which is rare, because of course I've been a little apprehensive about all the drug cartel stuff, but the property that I own is by the Yucatan Peninsula, so it's not necessarily that dangerous, but I think that the Mexican government needs to step its game up and stop all this violence that's happening out there. But that emerging market out there, I'm not going to name the town or anything. I don't want to give anybody any ideas. But that particular small town that I live in, it's a beach town. It's really, I wouldn't say a small village, but definitely a small town. One who invests in not only a piece of real estate, they can invest in business out there. The locals are actually making money from other people that are investing in real estate and paying them for such jobs as contracting work, concierge type work. There's a whole bunch of jobs that are creating a new economy within this town of Mexico. And on top of that, people are making businesses that would normally go bankrupt in America, but because these emerging markets haven't been introduced to these products or services, they're eating it up. They're loving it. I mean, they're loving these, retail outlets and these, restaurant outlets. They're loving the ability to be able to make money and be able to reap the rewards of their labor. And that's the difference between the people that are in emerging markets, which have seen strife, which have seen tragedy, which have seen devastation, which they don't want to go back to ever again, as opposed to American people. The American people have been so secure by the American might of security that whenever they see some tragic event on the TV, these morons, get their panties in a bunch and want to, rip up the Constitution. I mean, this is what I'm talking about out here, folks. And like I said, the biggest threat to America's national security is not Al-Qaeda. It's not terrorism. It's the American people. And I never thought I'd ever say that. But just look around you, folks. Look at all the people that are upset that they are not going to be the big rock star. They're not going to be the American Idol. They're not going to be the big businessman. They want to be Bill Gates. They can't do it. They're not going to be Lil Wayne. They're not going to be these big, badasses that they were suggested. These ideas that were suggested by Hollywood. They're not going to live their movie star life. And now they realize they're just a regular schmuck. And they can't take it. They can't believe it. They have to be recognized. I mean, because of this star fetish society that we live in, and because Hollywood has anesthetized people into believing that everybody should be a goddamn star and a millionaire or some crap, these idiots actually believe that they can attain it. But what's unfortunate is that they make irresponsible decisions in the process of attaining those dreams that they put themselves in trouble. They put themselves in debts they can't pay. They have children they can't afford. And then they come to a realization and they realize they can no longer be those so-called dreams that they had in their head, because not only did they make decisions that, is prohibiting them from doing so, they don't have the competence. They're not competent to do it. And then when they come to this realization, what happens? Well, you have that asshole, last April that, rammed his plane in Austin, Texas IRS building over here. All right? What else do you have? You have that one jerk recently who just shot this congresswoman and a bunch of people in front of Safeway in Tucson, Arizona. I mean, you have these acts of violence because these people are, they realize they're useless pieces of garbage. They come to the realization that they're just complete wastes of human flesh. They're never going to be whatever they thought they wanted to be, and now they have to reap the repercussions of being a loser, and they can't take it. Whenever they look at their ugly, disgusting mugs in the mirror, they can't take it. So what do? They go out and they commit these random acts of violence because they know their life sucks. And what's unfortunate is that this is America. Your life doesn't have to suck. Your life doesn't have to suck, but the only reason your life sucks is because of your stupidity, your dumb decision making. Let me take a sip of this Moet real quick. Now, I know that there's some people out there that are going to get a little upset, and they're going to sit here and flap their fat Dorito-stained fingers on the keyboard talking nonsense that, Ghost, it's not being fair. You're not being fair over there. Some people don't have a choice. Some people don't have a choice for what? I mean, look at these immigrants that are coming into this country, you idiots. They're coming in here, setting up shop, getting jobs, saving capital, and building businesses. That's why, and I say it time and time again, that's why when you go to a gas pump and go and pay the attendant, it's always some foreigner back there. Because they're not stupid. They're building businesses. They're using the opportunities that have been freely available to every American ever since the day they were born. They're utilizing those opportunities to their advantage because these Americans are too busy putting a damn Kentucky Fried Chicken grease thumb up their ass, watching, American Idol, and hoping for change by somebody who, says, yes, we can. I mean, this is America. This is it. This is America. Anyway, 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. I'm going to take a few callers. Goku, are you there?
Hello?
Yeah, what's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm using my Skype. Hey, I was the kid from yesterday, the 17-year-old kid.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Not much. Just listening to your broadcast.
Well, I appreciate you listening, man. Did you go to school today?
Yeah, just doing some homework, some economics.
Oh, yeah? What did they teach you in economics today, man?
The Federal Reserve System and monetary policy.
Oh, really? They're teaching the Federal Reserve and monetary policy in economics, huh?
Yeah.
What are they teaching you about it? The whole idea of fractional reserve banking, or are they just teaching you that, about dates? The Federal Reserve was enacted in 1917 and 1913, that kind of crap?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I didn't pay attention.
Yeah. Well, I hear you, man. Well, let me tell you, don't let people fool you when they say that the Federal Reserve is some big bad boogeyman that's just, conspiring to bring people into serfdom or something. I mean, the Federal Reserve is nothing more than an independent body that actually prints the money for the American people and the American government. Now, if you look at the charter, it actually states that the two authorities over the Federal Reserve are actually those two entities, the government and the people. But when the government and the people are a bunch of morons, and the government are going to continue to spend money on, stupid, projects like, some highway named after some stupid senator, or, some freeway named after some stupid congressman, or some school named after some judge or something, instead of, spending all that money, maybe we shouldn't be spending it. But unfortunately, we have an American public that are ignorant and stupid. So, as a result, these stupid politicians are going to go ahead and continue spending while we continue to, see their gross smiles on their face and their lies and their deception. And all we're going to do is continue to eat it, man. And that's what's causing America to be flushed down the toilet. It's our politicians and our ill-educated public. And I'm glad that you're, reading a little bit about economics. Also remember that economics is a tricky thing because one person will sit here and tell you that the best thing for your economic future is to go to school, and go to college, put yourself in debt, so on and so forth. But you need to realize that the best thing for your economic future is for you to obtain as much money and as much assets as you possibly can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, Goku, I want to thank you very much for calling, man. You have a blog. You want to give any shout outs or anything?
You can find me on Twitter on iPodmaster93. That's all I got. That's pretty much it.
All right, man. Hey, thanks very much for calling up, man. Thanks for listening, bro.
Yeah. I'll be back tomorrow again.
All right, you take it easy. See what I'm saying, folks? That's another one of the young people that listen to the to Ghost, yours truly. And what I hope they get from this broadcast is that, don't go to college, all right? And I know that there's, probably some ass clowns out there that are huffing and puffing saying, oh, my God, I can't believe he's saying don't go to college. What, are you mad? I mean, you got to go to college. Yeah, I'm going to go to college, all right? I'm going to go to college as a young kid, right? 18 years old, some young buck, no debt, straight, ready to go into the world. I'm going to go ahead, 18 years old, sign my name on the dotted line for some $80,000 student loan, which, most of it is probably going to go to crap anyway. You know these kids, they're not spending their student loan on their damn college. They're out here buying grills for their teeth. They're out there buying Cadillacs, and, they're out there, buying that stupid, fruity little fashion crap. What is this, Ed Hardy? What the hell's an Ed Hardy anyway? Can somebody tell me what the hell an Ed Hardy is? I mean, can somebody tell me who he is so I can go up to him and kick him in the balls, please? Because, this man, Ed Hardy, whoever the hell he is, has single-handedly fruited out the males in today's America. I mean, good Lord. Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but this is what I'm talking about, folks. I'm gonna go and spend $80,000 to go to college so I can get some pussy whip degree that's already saturated anyway. There's so many people with degrees, the whole damn market is saturated. And on top of being, in a market that's saturated, on top of being in debt $80,000, I'm going into an economic situation that is so grim that the only opportunity one has is to be something in a service industry-oriented business. I mean, do you understand? America doesn't produce anything anymore, so the best you can come up with is probably being a manager to a damn Applebee's, man. Unless you go into the finance sector, but everybody's going into the finance sector. I mean, everybody and their brother, and it's a cutthroat world, bro. You go out there to Wall Street, man, there's going to be people that are going to be cutting your throat. Do you think that you can handle pressure? I mean, you've seen everybody who works on Wall Street. They go in, they look like some, young, strong, vibrant, feller with pinstripe suits and slick back hair. And you give him about 10 or 15 years in Wall Street, the guy's bald. He looks like Picasso. He's got the, wrinkles like a road map. I mean, he's bloated. It's grotesque. It's a stressful situation. But, if you get educated in today's America and spend $80,000 on a degree, that's all you're going to accomplish in today's America. Unless you're smarter. Unless you realize that capitalism is real and that you want to become a capitalist and that everything that you do has to have a capitalist idea to go along with it. When you think about your bank accounts, you shouldn't just think about how much money you have. You should think about what you can do with the money that you've accumulated. When you got $15,000 in the bank, don't go out there and put a down payment on a fucking car. I mean, give me a break, you idiots. All right? You got $15,000 in the bank. Why don't you go to the bank and say, hey, what the hell can you do for me? All right? And if they sit there and say, well, what can we do? We can't do anything for you. Well, then go out there and say, well, I want to withdraw my $15,000 and go somewhere else. And I guarantee you, you withdraw $15,000, $20,000 out of a bank, you're going to get some schmuck that usually doesn't come out in the main bank area. He's going to come out from the back, and he's going to ask, wait a minute, whoa. Where are you going? Why are you taking $15,000? They're going to be asking questions. They're going to be kissing your ass. And if they still can't oblige whatever it is that you want, like a loan for a house or a loan for a business, well, then take your damn check and go to another bank, and they'll be more than happy to lend you some cash. But don't be stupid with the cash that you're lent. That's the problem. When people are given cash, they're stupid with it. They want to go out and live lavish and pay $300, $400 for dinners and buy plasma screens, and they want to do all this nonsense. You can't do it like that. All right, if you're saving $15,000, $20,000 capital so that the bank can lend you some money, don't be stupid with the money. All right? You have to make sure that you're making calculated, smart decisions. And that's the biggest downfall of any potential capitalist is somebody who doesn't make the right decision. All right? And remember, folks, no decision is better than the wrong decision. So if you have any apprehension about a potential financial transaction, don't do it. Don't do it. I mean, capitalism is about calculated risk. It's not about, gambling. It's not about, I'm just going to go ahead and go all in and I'm going to throw the dice here and, hope I get, 7 or 11. It's not how it works. It's about calculated risk. It's about buy low, sell high. That's what it's about, and that's what people need to understand. And that's why every time you look at the money that you're saving, you can't look at it and say, what can I buy with this? That's not what you should think. It says, what should I get with this? Should I get a house? Should I get a business? Should I get a loan? Should I put it in stocks? Should I put it in bonds? Should I buy gold? Should I buy a farm, a ranch? Should I do something that I know that I'm going to profit on and I know is in demand in this market? And as soon as you get that through your skulls, folks, you're going to make money. You're going to make serious money. Just don't be stupid with it, because let me tell you something. Making money is the easy part. The hard part is keeping it. The hard part is not only keeping it, but making enough to sustain the lifestyle that you've adapted because you've, grown in income level. Because everybody knows when you grow in income level, you get a new lifestyle. I mean, hell, look at me. I got a lifestyle. I'm drinking every day of the week. Here I am, a former conservative over here, drinking like a damn sailor. And let me tell you, I'm not sipping some cheap-ass sauce either, man. I mean, yesterday I was, sipping on some Commodities. Today I've got some Moet sipping straight out of the bottle. And let me tell you something about champagne. It's one of the greatest spirits out there when, consuming alcohol. All right, I strongly advise drinking champagne. It's a great spirit. Makes you feel like $1 million. Makes you feel like $1 million. So cheers to everybody. Cheers. Anyway, I want to hear from you. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here, folks. I want to hear from you. Do you have any financial trouble? Are you going to make a business transaction? Are you considering an investment? I want to hear about it. I want you to explain it to us. Don't make a move unless you're certain. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. And I'll be more than happy to give you advice and tell you the right thing to do instead of some financial advisor that's trying to, be a pompous ass about his position and convince you to put your money into some place that's going to jeopardize your nest egg. All right? Don't be like these Bernie Madoff jagoffs. And let me tell you something about these people that lost their money to Bernie Madoff. I don't think they should get 1 red cent. I know a judge today, some judge ordered a $7.2 billion settlement in the Madoff case. I don't think those people should get a penny back. You know that? I don't think anybody who got ripped off by Bernie Madoff should get 1 red cent back because they're idiots. They're morons. I mean, what kind of a complete doofus, what kind of a goof is going to take their whole life savings, give it to some four-eyed moron, and say, can you make me more money? Here's all my life savings. I'm going to give it to you. You make me more money. Yay. I mean, that's what these people did. They gave this guy their whole life savings, expecting this idiot just to make them money because, look at him. It's the goodness of his heart. Of course he was going to be crooked. Of course he was going to be greedy. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is why I don't understand why people can't be responsible for their own. Their own. So, if you happen to know any of these Bernie Madoff people that got ripped off, tell them to piss off. All right? How about that? You tell them I said to piss off. All right? I know I saw some bimbo, I think it was on Inside Edition one evening. She was sitting there crying. She's like, I was worth $5 million. I gave it all to Bernie Madoff, and I lost it. I used to socialize with when I used to go out and play tennis at the country club. Now I'm cleaning their houses. Yeah, shut your ass. I have no pity on those people. All right, I have no pity on those people. Sick of being, and that's what sucks about America. We're just such suckers. You know that? We hear some bimbo who claims that, she had $5-10 million in the bank. She gave it to Madoff. He ripped her off. Now she's, cleaning houses of friends that they used to go, play tennis in the country club with. Piece of crap. I mean, they deserve nothing. Nothing. And there's people in the chat room like, oh, man, they're only getting penny on the dollar. Ha, that's funny. Hey, I don't think they deserve nothing. All right? They should go back to work and start from scratch like everybody else who falls on bad times. Whenever we fall on bad times, whenever the average schmo falls on bad times, I mean, is there some judge that's going to, gather up all the money that was bamboozled by everybody? No, they don't. They don't do that. So why are we doing it to these Bernie Madoff victims? Because why? I mean, I don't understand. Why are we even doing this? These people willingly gave their money to this idiot, and lo and behold, he ganked it all. I mean, duh. I mean, this guy, what was it, $15, $20 billion in his fund or something? Of course he was going to spend it, you stupid jagoffs. I mean, that's what's so stupid about the American people. I mean, you had millionaires give this idiot millions of their hard-earned money, their nest egg, with the intentions of, oh, yeah, here's all my money. Please make me more money, Bernie. Please make me more money. Yeah, just shut up, all right? They deserve nothing. You know what the Bernie Madoff victims deserve? They deserve a good kick in the ass into reality. That's what they need. A good swift kick in the derriere. They need a boot to the shit funnel, and they need it quick. And I know there's a lot of people out here, all right, that are pissed, that are like, oh, I can't believe you could be so heartless, Ghost. Those people lost a lot of money with Bernie Madoff. How could you be so heartless? Are you kidding me? I mean, Bernie Madoff is doing his time. He ain't never going to see the light of day ever again, all right? I mean, he better hope all that money that he spent, sufficed a lifetime or a latter life of misery, because he's never going to do it, he's never going to see the daylight. So, he's paying for his crimes. Why should, there be any money going to these people that lost money? I mean, I don't get it. I spit on you, but just like I spit on the poor in America, just like I spit a dirty yellow loogie on the poor in America, I spit on the people that lost money to Bernie Madoff. I spit on you people. You want me to, play a violin and, oh, poor thing, shut up. I mean, give me a break. This is what's wrong with America. This is why we're being flushed down the proverbial toilet, folks. This is why I'm telling all my listeners, you've got 2 years left. 2 years to obtain as much capital as you possibly can. All right, 2 years, because when these tax cuts finally expire and they do not renew them, and all the stimulus money and all this little pork barrel money that was given out here dries up, what's going to happen then? I'll tell you what's going to happen, and I said it throughout this whole damn program. This place is going to go into holy hell. It's going to be civil disorder because these morons are not going to be able to collect entitlements anymore. These federal employees aren't going to be able to continue to, do nothing for a living and then collect a damn pension until they're 110. They're not going to be able to do these things anymore. And do you think these people are just going to take it with grace? Do you think these people are just going to accept it as if it was like another day in the neighborhood? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's why I'm telling all the listeners out there, 2 years is all you have, man. 2 years. Obtain as much capital as you possibly can. Obtain as much capital as you possibly can. I mean, if you have to work, not only save your money, put your money into something, because you have to remember, all right? You have to remember that when you have money in the bank, the only reason why you want to put it in the bank is so that you can get loaned more money, okay? You don't ever want to use your money for anything. Always remember that, because if you use your money and you lose it, you've got crap, all right? You've got nothing. But if you lose money that was lent to you, well, it wasn't your money anyway. So who cares? I mean, not to say that you don't have to pay it back. I mean, you have to pay the damn thing back. But at the end of paying back your loan, you still get the capital that you put up for collateral anyway. So, it doesn't really matter. My point is that you should use all the money you make as generated capital, all right? And at the same time, don't solely put all of your eggs in a bank, because the American dollar, the integrity of the American dollar is being jeopardized because of all the spending our government is doing, because of all the consumer debt that we have here in America. This is a serious problem. This is degrading the American dollar, the integrity of the American dollar. I mean, that's why the euro kicks the dollar's ass at this point in time, because we are just in so much debt that the debt itself takes the spending power of the dollar. So my advice to those people that are looking to hedge their bets or hedge their savings against inflation or stagflation, I strongly advise you folks to buy commodities that are actually going to increase in value. Now, how do you get commodities that are going to increase in value? Well, one obvious, and we talked about it yesterday, is gold. Now, if you want my personal opinion, I think gold is way overflated at this point in time, but I don't think it's going to go down. All right? $800 an ounce is what I believe the price of gold should be at this point in time. But today, the price of gold is at about 13 and change. Because of all the people that are accumulating gold, because of all the pumping that's happening on all the news channels and Glenn Beck and Savage and all the commercials and all the brokerage firms, all these things that are having gold basically accumulated from the market and stashed, not only is that going to drive up the cost of gold, but the depletion of the American dollar. I mean, the depletion of the American dollar is a big factor and a big reasoning why gold is going high. Now, in my personal opinion, I believe that there's going to be a bubble, and somebody said buy silver. I strongly advise buying all commodities, if you want my personal opinion. But everybody's so infatuated with gold, I strongly advise people to accumulate as much gold as you possibly can right now. Now, don't put all your eggs in one basket, all right? Make gold at least 15 to 20% at most of your portfolio. All right, but try to accumulate it, because I feel, based upon all the evidence that's put forth, because you have to remember, what makes gold higher in value is actually the depleting of the currency. Gold is pretty much an even keel worth commodity. I mean, it doesn't go down, it doesn't go up in value. What brings gold up and down in value is the integrity of the dollar. So I say, get into a little bit of gold, but hold on to it for about 2 years. And I'm telling you, folks, we're going to see $3,000, $4,000 an ounce gold price. Now, of course, that's going to be a bubble, because, America, we love a good bubble, don't we? And I see this bubble brewing as we speak. And I think that everybody should be going out there, investing in gold in some fashion, whether it's a company, whether it's gold bars, whether it's opening up shop somewhere and buying scrap gold off the streets, whatever. But I'm telling you, you're going to see a lot of money in gold in the next couple of years. Just hold on to it. And secondly, the silver and coppers and these types of precious metals, they're also going to go up in value because of demand. A silver and copper can be used in industrial purposes. Gold, not so much. you know. So, like I've said previous, and I've said it last year, I've said it throughout many times in America throughout this broadcast. Commodities are a buy. Commodities are a buy. You know, whether you're a futures trader, whether you're going to trade stocks relating to companies that partake in those particular commodities. I strongly advise you, folks, commodities are the way to go. As a matter of fact, I mean, you know, when I heard about this big snowstorm before the first of the year, you know, I put in on, you know, orange juice futures. You know, I put in on a lot of these commodities that are going to be affected by this snowstorm that's hitting America. You know this, man. And that's what capitalists should be looking out for. They need to look out for opportunities. You know, they need to be looking out for ventures that are going to make them money. That's what they need to be looking out for, and that's why I do this broadcast in hopes of getting people out there in a more capitalist-motivated perspective and realize, you know, there's money to be made. You know, another easy way to make money, folks, just between you and me? Hold on. Another way to make money is get a freaking wine cellar. Yeah, get a wine cellar. Go out there and buy bottles of wine, bottles of champagne, and just save them. And every year you save them, the older these things get. Of course, you got to, you know, care for them fairly decently. You got to put them at a temperature and a certain humidity, all that stuff. But if you save them right, you can invest in wine or champagne today and sell them within, you know, any time really, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years down the road for a tremendous amount more. You know, as a matter of fact, you can liquidate those particular investments. And I know people are laughing. They're like, oh, wine, champagne, that's so silly. Well, those of you that are laughing about it, you're morons. Because, you know, just imagine had you done what I said. You know, go out and bought some wine in the year 2000. Go out and bought some wine in the year 2001, 1999. And you kept it all the way till now. Just imagine what a $40 or $50 investment in wine or in a champagne bottle back in 2000 cost today. I mean, you're paying $300 a bottle, for heaven's sake, $200 or $300 a bottle. I mean, don't you people understand? That's how you have to start thinking, you idiots. That's how you have to start thinking. You got to start thinking about money. You got to start thinking about how am I going to preserve all the labor I put in to achieve this paycheck? What am I going to do to save? What am I going to do to maintain assets? What am I going to do for a rainy day? I know there's a lot of people that think I'm nuts, but hey, I've done it, son. All right, I mean, you buy, bottles of whatever, champagne, you buy bottles of wine, you save it for about 5 or 10 years, and let me tell you something, a $40 investment 5 years ago will turn into a $300 or $400 or $500 investment later. And the thing is that you can go out and sell this on the street. You don't even have to go out and, put this in a damn a liquor store or anything. I mean, true connoisseurs are going to be like, oh, my God, you've got a 2000. Oh, my God, you got 2,000. Oh, no. That's what I'm saying, folks. I mean, there's so many ways, so many freaking ways to make money. And I hope that I'm just, giving you guys ideas. And, if you make money using my ideas, you know what I ask? I just ask you to give me some props. Throw me some props. Say, hey, man, I got all my advice from Ghost out there. What up, man? And throw me a peace sign or something, and that's it. Just give me my damn props. All right? Don't be a milky liquor about it and say, oh, yeah, I did it all myself, yes. I'm just ahead of my time, yes. I just knew what I was doing. Shut up. All right? 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. We're going to take a couple more callers, see what's going on. We got somebody from 111. Are you there?
There's no business like show business, like no business I know.
off. Get him off!
I mean, do you see what I'm saying here, folks? This is America. We don't even have enough originality to come up with our own prank calls. You know, we got to be stupid jagoff sitting here playing, you know, MP3, or it didn't even sound like an MP3. Like I said, it sounds like some damn tape recorder, you know, that was put up, you know, on the up to the telephone. I got an idea. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play There's No Show Business Like Show Business.
Shut up.
But this is it. This is America. This is why our country's being flushed down the toilet, man. This is why we don't have a country of prosperity. This is why we're no longer the bastions of capitalism. We're the bastards of capitalism. And it's because of ignorant stuff like this. Idiots can't even come up with a prank call that's original anymore. You know? I mean, you can get free jokes off of jokes.com. They're too lazy to do that. That's why America is being flushed down the toilet. You know, America is so lazy that now they are subcontracting the drive-through little machine. You know, the order taking at the drive-through, they are subcontracting that to telemarketing companies because the idiots inside just find it such a tedious task to get the damn order right at a damn fast food joint. You know, I mean, it's disgusting. It's ridiculous. Somebody in the chat room says they like Rieslings. I love Rieslings. Are you kidding me? What a great dessert wine that is. Especially German Rieslings. You know? Oh, man, Germans, you know, they definitely know how to make a good crisp Riesling. It just goes down smoothly. It's great. You know? So, anyway, I didn't mean to get off subject here. We got about 13 minutes left in the program. 646-652-4869 is the number to call here. We got, you know, 727 from earlier in the program, I think, calling up. What do you got to say?
Hey, did you say at the beginning of the show that if anybody gets a refund, it means they didn't pay tax?
Jesus Christ. Can somebody kick this asshole in the balls, please? Get off! Give me a break, man. I mean, you know, beating a freaking dead horse, you stupid moron. Give me a break. But this is what I get. This is what I get for trying to help people try to make some money out here, become capitalist. I get jagoffs trying to call up like they're the freaking jerky boys. You know, trying to, you know, hey, look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and I'm going to prank call and I'm going to make myself look so great because, well, I don't got a girlfriend and, you know, I live with Mammy and, you know, I got nothing else better to do. You know, I just sit here with my freckle-faced ass with all my shoes and glasses and I shut up. Anyway, I think I'm getting a little loud. I think I better calm down here. Anyway, folks, you know, we talk about a variety of different subjects today. And inevitably, I hope that a lot of the discourse that I'm providing on this broadcast, I'm hoping that I'm persuading you to become a capitalist. And I know that there's a lot of leftists out there. There's a bunch of Mao Zedong worshiping, Vladimir Lenin praising pieces of leftist crap that are out there that are going to sit here and call capitalists, you know, disgusting, usury, greaseballs that wear pinstripe suits and flip nickels. You know, just don't even take any kind of credence in that. You know, don't even take any kind of credence in that, and just realize that capitalists make the world go round. Capitalists inspire creativity. Capitalists inspire, innovation. That's what capitalists do. Capitalists are the men and women with the balls. Let me repeat that again. Capitalists are the men and women with the balls to put their money where their mouth is. You know? The communist just wants to sit there and piss and moan about, oh, I can't do that. That's not fair. I don't know how to play. I don't know how to play. I'm telling mommy. I mean, that's what communists are, you know? That's what communists are, for heaven's sake. Let me take another sip of the sauce here.
Oh, man. Yeah. Sorry for the dead air, folks. I'm not feeling too well. I know I should be feeling giddy. I'm making a lot of money in these commodities and whatnot, but, I just want to live in peace, man. I just want to be able to walk outside my door and not be bombarded by the depraved, cesspool of civil society. I don't want to be bombarded by sour scowls looking at me with their cross, beady eyes because they're having a problem that they created. I'm just sick and tired of people's piss poor attitudes in America, piss poor work ethic, and we just have to accept this. That's what pisses me off. We just have to accept this, and we have to continue giving our money to these morons that are out here servicing us in the service industry, and we just have to accept this piss poor service. And why are they giving piss poor service? Because, it's not fair, man. It's not fair. You got 2 bags, baby. You got 2 bags. I ain't got no bags. That ain't no fair. You need to give me one of them bags, baby. I'm telling you, that's what it is. That's the mentality, all right? That's the mentality. So anyway, folks, I'm sorry I'm going off keister here, I'm sorry that, maybe some people are getting a little offended, like, oh my God, I can't believe he's talking this way. But inevitably, folks, we cannot continue to be bleeding hearts in America, all right? We cannot continue to sit here and be bleeding hearts for so-called people that are the so-called people that are having trouble, whatever the case might be. Folks, this is America. Even though it's not the America it used to be, this is still America, okay? My tax dollars are being, let me tell you something. Every time I have to pay my tax bill, whether it's property taxes or federal taxes or corporate income tax, whatever taxes I pay, I feel like I'm getting raped. I feel like I'm getting raped with no Vaseline or a reach around. And what's happening? I have no recourse. I have no way of vengeance. I have no way to sit here and account for what is happening to the dollars that are being taken out of my pocket. There's no accountability for this money. So that's what really makes me sick, that I have to sit here and pay all these taxes and still have to hear that there's people starving in America and Poe in America. That's ludicrous. All the money that's going into shelters and soup kitchens and housing vouchers. I can go on and on about all the damn programs that are out here. All these programs that are meant to so-called prevent the Poe from being Poe in America. Supposedly it's not doing a damn bit of good. So why are we even doing it? Why am I being punished because I'm a success? Why are other people being punished because they're a success? Why should I have to pay property taxes when I don't have a goddamn kid that's going to school? Why do I have to pay a tax to go fishing? Why do I have to pay a tax just to have a freaking car? Why do I have to pay a tax to get the damn car inspected? I live in Texas, folks. I have a variety of different businesses all over the state. I have a damn business in Bexar County. I just got hit up by the Bexar County Tax Assessor's Office, all right? And let me tell you, I'm leasing the building that I'm doing business from out there, okay? But lo and behold, I'm still responsible for some kind of Bexar County assessment tax because I have fixtures in my business that I'm leasing. Yeah, I'm using fixtures to display products. So I have to pay a tax on those fixtures that I have in my business. Can you believe this crap? I mean, this is why business isn't flourishing in America today. You've got municipalities, you've got the state, you've got the federal government shoving their hands so far up business's ass. I mean, it just doesn't even feel good anymore. So that's why I'm saying, folks, I mean, this is a serious situation here. I mean, us capitalists, we need to understand the seriousness of what's going on around us. And we need to back each other up as true capitalists out here. We need to know that, hey, look, we're the Vokes of the machinery of civilization in today's America. We're what's making this whole damn thing go round. Without our contribution, these stupid losers in America wouldn't get their checks at the first of the month. You know? I mean, we're the ones doing this. And that's why I'm saying, folks, I don't feel sorry. I don't feel sorry for anybody that claims to be Poe in America. I don't feel sorry for anybody because we've got so much money going in this direction. The Poe is the only one getting any money. The middle class is getting the shaft. I mean, the middle class is getting a backhand to the back of the face. Meanwhile, you got the Poe in America just sitting on their fat jelly asses collecting all kinds of money. And you know what they've turned... They've turned into a big business, baby making. Yeah, baby making. Baby making's turned into big business out here because, you know, the government will pay you for having a kid. And on top of which, these women can play the child support lottery system. So, you know, that's why you got a whole bunch of lowlifes out here not even working. Why bother, right? These people just be losers and fat jelly asses and, you know, I mean, give me a break. And that's why I tell you, folks, no matter where you live in the country, I challenge you. As a matter of fact, I urge you to go to the so-called impoverished parts of your community. The so-called impoverished parts of your communities. And I want you to take a drive out there. Just drive by, you know, make sure you lock up tight, roll the windows up, and just drive by. And I want you to count how many fat, jelly-ass, thunder-thighs, tubber-lard bastards are waddling their fat asses up and down the streets of the hood. All right, I want you to count them. And I guarantee you it's limitless. It's unbelievable. Now, once again, and I've said this on many shows prior, and I'm going to leave you with this since we only got 3 minutes left in the program. Can poor people get fat, folks? Huh? Can poor people get fat? And if you're going to tell me, oh, it's their diet, you know, it's what they eat, it's not fair. It's not fair. They're getting bad food. They're getting bad food? They're lucky they're getting any food. I mean, oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, would you tell that to somebody in Zimbabwe or in Africa that's starving to death? Huh? I'd like to see some pompous-ass liberal jagoff, you know, wearing his little pink shirt, go out there to Africa and put a double bacon McDonald's cheeseburger in these people's faces and say, I would give this to you and feed the entire village, but it's bad food. And you saw what happened in America. Everybody turned into fat jelly-ass bastards. So I'm not going to give you this burger. Instead, I'm going to give you a radish. I'm going to give you a radish. I'm going to give you some blueberry. I mean, give me a break. I mean, you think the people in Africa would give a crap about good or bad food? They just want food, damn it. They just want food. And here you have American people that have an unlimited amount of food, unlimited amount of opportunity, unlimited amount of freedom, and they're taking it for granted, and they don't give two rat's asses about it. They don't even appreciate it. And that's what makes me sick, folks. Anyway, I got about a minute left in the program. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me, True Capitalist Radio. And, of course, bookmark the official website, blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Take a look at the archives, and, I'm going to start doing these shows a little bit more habitual. We're changing the formats, a little less conservative, even though I know it's taken somewhat of a political slant on this broadcast. We're still going to try to gear ourselves away from that, try to talk a little bit more capitalist idealism, a little bit more capitalist rhetoric, and hopefully convincing more people out there that are within the international community and especially America to become capitalists. Because capitalists, as I've said time and time again, are the yoke of this particular society and every society that embraces the idea of exchange of goods and services. And let me tell you something, folks. I hope that all of you that are within the sound of my voice become capitalists instead of some, mooching ass, red-headed, far-eyed, freckle-faced, beaten, hot dog up the ass having, food stamp collecting, piece of housing voucher living, chicken-eating corn boy crap. All right? Anyway, folks, email me up, ghostpolitics@yahoo.com, and, of course, follow me on Twitter. It's the best opportunity to figure out when I'm going to conduct a live broadcast. Ghost Politics is the name to follow. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in with me, and I hope to hear from you again soon. Long live capitalism.